So a young couple brutally murdered, a baby girl missing for decades, and a cult with a mysterious connection to Yuma. It's the story of Holly Miller, the woman once known as Baby Holly. And as our reporter Zachary Moran Norris explains, the mystery is far from being solved.
It's a story that has captivated America. A child thought to be missing for over 40 years. And it all traces back to a fateful day right here in Yuma.
It all began in 1981 when detectives made a gruesome discovery in the woods outside of Houston, Texas. The remains of a young couple strangled and beaten to death.
What they found were two skeletonized sets of remains. We didn't know if they were a brother and sister, if they were a couple. It was just a really sad set of circumstances that, led to it taking so long to solve the mystery.
It took 4 decades, but thanks to advancements in forensic genealogy, the couple was eventually identified as Dean and Tina Klaus. The breakthrough led investigators to another shocking discovery. Before they were killed, the couple had a newborn baby named Holly, who was never found. The big question became, whatever happened to baby Holly? It was a November day in 1980 at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Yuma. It's where Pastor Philip McGoldrick heard a knock at his door that would change his life forever.
And so I opened the door a crack and said, can I help you? And I could see 2 ladies dressed in white. And I'm expected to ask for money or something like that. And they said, well, what we really need is somebody to take care of a baby.
That baby was Holly Marie Klaus.
They explained, well, we're not looking for someone to babysit. We want someone to take this baby, take the baby off our hands. And with the idea of raising her.
The mysterious women who dropped off Holly were part of a nomadic cult called the Christ family. Yvonne Peach is the owner of the historic Coronado Motel and says she saw the group wandering around Yuma throughout the 80s.
It was just a group of people. They came around that corner and I seen them. And they looked like they just walked out of the Bible to me. I had never seen anybody like that in my whole life, ever.
And it's part of the puzzle that continues to mystify investigators. How did Holly end up all the way here at this church? And how did she end up in the hands of a cult?
McGoldrick would adopt Holly and raise her as his own, both he and Holly having no idea that her biological parents were murdered.
My dad obviously told me that the women in white robes brought me to him and didn't know anything about the murders until the investigators came knocking on my restaurant door.
The visit came in 2022, after genealogists had finally traced Holly to Dean and Tina Klaus. Investigators broke the news to Holly that her parents were murdered over 40 years ago and that her biological family had been searching for her this entire time.
It was just really overwhelmed with grief that they had been murdered and what had happened to us. But at the same time, I had this other family that had been searching for me and praying for me.
Holly is now 42 years old, lives in Oklahoma, and has a family of her own. And while the mystery of who killed her parents still looms large, she still looks back on that one November day in Yuma with gratitude.
And God saved me that day by giving me to my dad, making sure that I got into the right hands to be raised right. I can praise God for everything that has happened in my life, and I know that we will get those answers, whether in this lifetime or the next lifetime. Those answers will be revealed to us.
Now the murders of Dean and Tina Klaus are still unsolved. If you have any info about these murders or the Christ family cult, there is a tip line you can reach out to, and we'll have it on our website at kyma.com. Reporting in Yuma, Zachary Moran Norris.